Top 3 things you need to do to stand up in a street fight. So obviously the first thing you need to do is stand up. We need to stand up. But how do you stand up when you've been jacked? You've literally been hit. You go to the ground. You're on the ground. This guy's coming at you. The number one thing that we need to do, and this isn't a popular thing by the way, but this is my number one. We do not do sport martial arts. We don't do karate do or aikido or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, or this school teaches ninjutsu. This school teaches bujutsu. And for those of you guys watching my video right now that do not know what that is, those are the ancient martial arts of the ninja and samurai. And those arts are weapon-based systems. There was never a time a ninja or a samurai didn't have a weapon. Never. So if you're on the ground and the first thing that happens, you're on the ground and they're not, the first thing you need to do is you need to start pulling for a weapon. You need to do something to where, like if I'm going to the ground and he's beating on me, go ahead. And I pull my knife. I'm going to start cutting, ripping behind. I'm going to start doing what I need to do to protect myself. Now you guys might say something to the effect of, well, wait a minute. I don't know if I want to be that violent. And my answer and reply to that is, well, wait a minute. Have you not watched the news? Because violence outside of the dojo is very much different than violence inside the dojo. And I think we can all agree, whether we agree on the political spectrum or not, we can all agree that we've seen something in the news the last 6 months or so about an individual that went to the ground with many people jumping on him, and he had to perform self-defense or self-protection, in which case he had a weapon to be able to protect himself while he's the one on the ground and everyone else is jumping on him, correct? And the only reason he got out of that alive is because he had a weapon. Now I'm not trying to get into the political spectrum and what you believe, what you don't believe, who was right, what's not right, blah, blah, blah. That's not the point of the video. The point of the video is I highly support weapons. Highly support weapons. So when you go to the ground and you're carrying one, whether it's edged weapon or otherwise, you grab your weapon. That's number one. If you got it, that's when you need to start pulling it out, because the guy that just knocked you on your ass is going to be throwing punches, they're going to be dropping kicks, his friends are coming in, and there is no chance in hell you're going to sit there, curl up into the fetal position, throw a freaking side kick, you know what I mean, like that, and keep one dude off while the other one's kicking your head in. You need to pull some type of weapon, right? And then just start doing everything you can to just get people away from you. That's what you need to do. They're going to think much different about getting close enough to hit you, because for him to get close, come over here and get close enough to hit me. For him to get close enough to hit me, that means he's close enough for me to stab him, or cut those veins in those inner thighs. You catch what I'm saying? So he's going to think differently about coming over here if he sees something in my hand. Right? So I know this is not the most popular thing to say, but if you're a student in this organization, if your ass is on the ground and they're not, for whatever reason, that's when you start grabbing your weapons. Number one, they have too much of an advantage. Now let's look at number two. Put my knife away here. So I'm on the ground and he's here. What I have to do, now we're going to be talking about conventional martial arts. I'm on the ground, he's up. What do I need to do to make myself be in a more advantageous position to not continue taking an ass whooping? Let's look at the position. Dupree, I'm going to have you stand right there. If Dupree's standing there, and to take one step back for me. If he's there, watch me. If I do this, he's probably got a huge advantage. He can punch me, he can stomp the hell out of me. This is a bad position, we can agree. Okay. I'm going to turn my head here. Not good. He's going to stomp on my head. He's going to drop this. So we can agree this is not good. This position and this position is the same damn spot. If 12 o'clock is bad, 9 and 3 is bad. Right? So if we're looking at it from a clock perspective. If my head at 12 o'clock is bad, my head at 3 o'clock is bad, 9 o'clock is equally as worse. So you didn't get your head at 6 o'clock. That's what you need. You need your head on the opposite side. I need to put my legs between me and him. That's what I need to do. My hands need to be in a Makura Uke, and I need to stomp into those knees, kick here, growing shot. I need to do whatever I can. Let's just say that he comes up and maybe I throw my foot up and he grabs onto my leg, right? And if he grabs onto it, that's fine, because he might try to do something, but this gives me, keep a hold tight. This gives me an opportunity to do other things too, because if I feel him grabbing, I can use that grab, jam my foot up into his face, or jam it into his groin, right? Keep a hold. So that's, see how he's holding on and just wham, right? That's what's going to make his ass back up. So you have to be able to put your legs between the attacker and your head. Any other position doesn't matter. You got to figure out how to move your legs between him and your head. And keep that position regardless of how he's moving. The next thing is, how do you get up from there? If you give a good kick to the groin, if you have a weapon, let's look at point number one. Point number one was, get a weapon. They back up. They don't want to get cut. They don't want to catch. So number one, grab your weapon. If they back up when they see the weapon, and that gives you an opportunity to get up, you got to get up. But how do you get up efficiently? Point number two, put your legs between them and you, meaning their body and your head, right? Put your legs between the two. Okay, but if you've kicked in the knee or kicked in the groin or they've grabbed and you've stomped into the head, how do you get up efficiently? That is where we get to number three. The third point is being able to get up efficiently after you've dropped to the ground. So let's look at this. If I'm here, and let's just say, I'm here and I kick to the groin and he steps back. Boom! See, my foot is here, my hand's here. The leg that I use on the ground, the opposite hand pushes. I'm going to push. See how my hand and leg is here? This opposite hand and foot need to be flat for me to take this leg, that's the extended arm, and remember this hand has to be Makura. This hand's up as a Makura the whole time. I'm going to pull that back and then into position. What we don't want to do is me hit here, boom, and then this. Because I feel safe of running away this way. Now I've shown my back. You can't show your back. We don't want to do this, where I hit, boom, and then I'll roll to the side. See how I came closer? I don't want to close the distance because my position gives him an advantage, right? So if you have made some sort of a kick, some sort of a strike, you've pulled some sort of a weapon, right? And they're giving you distance, what you don't want to do is, one, turn and show your back to where they're going to come after you. Don't do that. The next thing you don't want to do is hit and then hand up as a Makura and then come up towards them, because now they're going to come get you again. So what you want to do, once I've kicked, boom, they're moving, this hand's down, and see how my hand and elbow's on the ground. Boom, hand comes up, foot's down, and I'm going to push this leg back to create the distance to then come through. The foot and the arm that's down, there's your Makura. Push, push, pull that through. Here. And now you can get back to doing what you need to do. You guys see the technique? That's the drill that we're going to work now. See, make sure you guys can do that.